I'm gonna do something really cool where like I crack open a seltzer at the start of stream. Oh yeah, let's do this. That wasn't cool. That one just didn't sound all right. Hey guys, what's up? This again. Back with the weekly Magic stream. Good. Did this Arena Cube draft, and admittedly, we are not good at it at all. I mean, we pick all the right cards, we just don't play the deck right. Let's do some Explorer play. I want to relive some of the glory days of the bird deck, you know? Work with it. It's a little rockier, but I have a feeling we'll draw something to help us out. A lot of turns doing nothing here. Maybe the wisdom of putting in one-drop creatures is harder than I gave it credit for. I don't really know the Explorer layout, so a lot of these cards are not new to me, but strange. Eye Twitch? Eh. You're using the learn mechanic? It's one of those extra deck mechanics. Plays with the sideboard. Yeah, no, I'm done. Yeah, why are you all the way over there, Eli? Get back over here. Let me even move the microphone. Want the microphone? And I don't know what you gotta say, but generally, whenever I move the microphone in your range, I feel like it's a gamble that pays. And because this is our Friday stream, I'll be eating on camera like a slob, so...
Oh yeah, don't, stay tuned to watch us all eat food like uncivilized barbarians we are.
Yeah, no, I'm like, hey, we should start this later so there's time to eat. And like Brian just shook his head and said, no, it's what the people want. I'm like, no one wants to see this. Apparently they want to watch us eat on stream, or at least that's... No, it isn't. Nothing.
No.
ASMR is pleasant. There's nothing pleasant about that.
That's not the audience we want to draw in.
Hey, ASMR, you know, I slurped down a mozzarella stick much too loud. ASMR, I beat you to death with a hammer. Nothing about that is relaxing. It's not good. That's not ASMR. I swear some of you people just say words because you want to.
Next they're gonna start saying, like, ASMR violin playing.
Bad. I hate every word.
Yeah. That's the world we're gonna end up with.
ASMR comic book. Would you look at that? Pretty sure that's Sonya's.
I suspect this as well.
Yeah, oh no. And our Oni.
Oh dear.
Oh no, it's not too problem.
A little off.
I got one. I haven't used that arena tournament layout on.
Yeah, how long have we been using the wrong one? I could believe that we'd been using several streams.
Well, I
in a
definitely
row.
did my Warhammer with the wrong one, but I don't think that affected it.
I think a lot of the Warhammer stream is more so covered by the audio.
Yeah, it's a, how do I say, it's a game where you can have a little bit of dead air. Because if I play that game wrong, I lose and it doesn't like me.
Yeah. And frankly, the one thing that a viewer hates more than the loser is a loser who keeps on talking about nonsense.
Yeah. Unless it's the joke, right?
Well, yeah. If you can sell it as your personality,
Yeah.
then all right.
No one
but
likes an
not
annoying
many
loser.
people can.
Love a funny loser. Guys ever watch, like, people play Binding of Isaac on stream? Some of those guys are great at losing. I know Northern Lion's been, like the cool millennial streamer now. I remember him when some guy.
I mean, weren't all of them at some point?
Yeah, I mean, eventually, every guy was some guy once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or potentially some girl, you never know.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. You know once you ask them.
Yeah, girls is guys. You know, the problem is, like, we don't really have a neutral collective. To be honest,
Does fellas even serve that purpose?
somehow fellas is more masculine than
Yeah.
guys. I don't know.
I think it's because it only gets used by dudes. And you know, like your stereotypical like manly man dudes, like me and the fellas.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always just sort of defaulted to the male pronoun for mixed groups.
Oh, so do a lot of languages that have any distinguishing feminine and masculine pronouns.
And are special and is expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old default gender kind of situation.
Yeah. Now, if you want to get scientific and say that every fetus is built female before the genes kick in and start changing things.
Yeah,
and,
you
know,
can get complicated thinking.
Then do we want to change language just to match a biological aesthetic? Not really, it's a little more than aesthetic, but you guys see the point I'm making here.
I think it would be much more efficient to just take out the whole aspect of gender in this situation.
Yeah. Of course, when I'm saying gender, sex. Say sex on screen, people.
Biological sex.
Yeah, not the other stuff that you're thinking of. Speaking of, we did restock Court of Thorns and Roses. Hey, you're reading. I mean, I'm not gonna make fun of you for reading. Got better books though.
Yeah, listen,
Reading.
What matters is that you're reading a book, so I guess that's good. But
Yeah.
we got like
I don't know. Like you want recommends from me? I don't know.
we got Project Hail Mary. That's a highly recommended sci-fi book.
Yeah. I like Discworld as generic, but you know, classic for a reason.
You can cut back to the classics. We got Dracula and Frankenstein. The Outsiders. We got some Vonnegut. Got Slaughterhouse 5. That's the
Yeah.
Vonnegut we have. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah,
You might not read that since like junior high.
Yeah, it might be good to get a fresh up on that.
Couple of Orwell books.
Yeah.
House. There's a good one. House
Yeah.
is not one that you've probably not one of those that you've all been informed of, or maybe you've heard of it, but not a lot of people I've met have actually read the book.
You've seen it, but have you read it? And you know, been on the shelf for a while, so I think more people have seen it than. Yeah, someone buy that book. It's a good book. It deserves a good home. Yeah. And like that's just like words on paper books. If you want to cheat with graphic novels, we're getting Invincible back in stock. People like that. And if you love fantasy and also lewdness, Dungeon Crawler Carl's been a lot of fun. I read the first one of that. Quite enjoyed it. Although, it's a weird book because you feel like it's being self-referential, but it isn't. Yeah, I don't know how to explain. But I did enjoy it. It's not like one of those books that, well, I had to convince myself to read it, but once I started reading it, I really didn't want to stop.
Yeah, it's not one that takes energy to read from your description.
Yeah,
and how many times you've talked about it.
It pulls along. I mean, Cody was the one who bugged me until I gave in, and you know what? I'm glad he did, because there's something good there. I don't know if I'm gonna go read the whole series. It'd probably be a lot of fun. But oh, the bowl? Yeah, don't worry. It doesn't look broken. Oh. Well, it hasn't been a problem yet. And if we lost the cat cam, then what? Approach of the second son. Oh, you are a dirty fiend, I tell you. Yeah, I need to switch formats or something. What do we got here? Packs we can open. Oh, remember Dustmourne? Remember that was the new hotness? We are so far beyond Dustmourne, right? Atnin, Menace, mill cards. Put any legendaries and enchantments in the hand. No cards in the hand, put a 1/1 count. Huh. Huh, 3-Tree City. Oh, we might have had 4 of these. Good to have another one. Choose a creature type, choose a color, add a mana of that color. Equals a number of creatures. Poison type. It's wordy, but basically you have 5 mice, pay 2 mana, or 5 mana. Probably could be better, but if it was any better, it'd probably be worse for the game. Thunder Junction, this is the one I'm trying to complete. Another Bristly Bill. I feel like that's probably my 4th bill by now.
Yeah, you already had a solid collection.
Yeah, I had like at least 3. Might be my 4th. It's a good card though. I kind of do want 4 copies of it, but problem is yesterday's good cards are tomorrow's okay cards. And we're out of packs again, so jump right into a draft. I mean, I see no reason to wait. I don't even think the pizza's been ordered yet. Aether Drift, well, not Premier, that's much to it. Actually, what is the quick draft? Aether Drift. Alright, cool. 500 gold down the drain, let's get into it. Yeah, I see you. What were the colors that was good? Black, green. Oh, we're taking the cats out of here? Aw. Good night. Outsource my thinking to draftsim.com. I want to see the strong colors. Best one seems to be blue, green, and black, green, and green, blue. Could do something funny with Return Monument. Online card name. Cost 2. Take the River Turn. Sell a card from graveyard, draw a card. Strafe just looks fun. Ooh. There's a cheap blocker. Trample. Oh, yeah, that Celestine statue, but finally got it in, huh? Yeah. Oh, yeah, so I guess... no, I don't get it. Maybe I'll take a rise from the wreck, because I think I'm going to be focusing on Mill for this spec. Yeah, the objective markers, right? With that statue. Maybe I'll share it on Warhammer Wednesday. I feel like they'll appreciate it. Death Touch indestructible. Ooh, Whoopie Monkey. They have you here.
Rocketeer Safety Manual is probably my favorite safety manual.
The flavor text says that.
Roadside blowout. And in cases of extreme emergency, just wing it. That is the full text.
Yeah. Back of the hand, draw a card. That used. They want to.
Yeah, the card itself, I don't know if we want to go with that.
Cycle this. And cycling's kind of.
I mean, it's not bad.
I'll take it for. I'm seeing a couple of the Shark Pirate cards come and go. Don't feel connected. Take another Midnight Mank. What, the third? Sorry, why not? 4? Is this the one where I draft 5 copies of a card? Affinity for artifacts, or start engine, exile, draw a card. Skylight Matrix. Might have to rely on creatures more than we'd like.
Oh.
This did not go so well first time around. I'm hoping next cards are more illuminated. Five copies.
Oh.
Nah, I just did that for the sake, I'm sure. Rider. I'm not getting any features in this color. I think I need to start panicking.
It's time to branch out a little, I think.
Yeah.
Red?
Red.
Eh.
I can still at least pick one card in the colors. Let's see what else we offer to. Goblin stuff, most. Back to. Branch out to red, I see it.
Alright.
Maxwell Saddle, dude. So expensive though. I can't do anything with it. Sacrifice, draw 2 cards. X and first strike. Yeah, that might be. I might be able to punch him with that. Siphon's pretty draw, so take that. Momentum break. Sacrifice a creature. Still can't discard a card. Basic lands where X is put them on tapped. I mean, this is good, but it is not really our color pile right now.
I mean, that one's in the colors, sort of. Unless we choose to just cut out. Could choose at this point to start cutting out green.
Yeah, I mean, this I was eyeing up because it lets you tap for any color of mana.
It's nice, but is it out?
Yeah. I am seeing very few,
I think we stay away from black. Stay
Yeah, we're already kind of splashy all over the place. So
Yeah.
let's
We
grab the
concentrate
bike.
on these 3 colors, and then we start cutting later from those 3.
Greatness. Or something out with it.
We seem to be, yeah, probably a good call to get some close to end game cards, because we are,
You have
right
7
now-
creatures. That's gonna be a problem.
yeah, heavy on the creatures and heavy on the opening game. So these are not super strong creatures.
Well, this is a creature. Black.
Could do with
Oh, here's a creature. Not big. Enters artifacts or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less, put them in the hand shuffle. Or yeah, doing the stream. We've always done the stream. I feel like I just picked the Wastewood Verge because I feel like I've already lost this draft. At least I can get a land out of it.
yeah.
Oh, Dark Pirate.
Why not? It's in the colors, sort of.
I can pick red. Target creature. Doesn't wow me, unfortunately.
Really do wish that the blue shell was cooler as a card, but
Yeah.
no, it really.
Spent all that
no.
time with a reference.
That's not bad. You know what? Since I'm not familiar with this game, I think I'm gonna get to this while I take a leak.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel like like I said, I've already lost, I think.
Yeah, I'll let you stumble your way through this.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be embarrassing. You don't wanna be here for what's about to happen. Yeah, a couple of them coming and going. Come on, just more of that, please. Serpent with affinity for artifact. That's too pricey, though. I'm never gonna be able to build it. That is a creature, and it is colorless, so I can just throw it in there and not worry about it. Mount some. It's a bounce off too. Oh, I'm playing Magic. It's kind of on camera right now. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm live streaming right now to some of those that can't be in the shop, well, for the event. I think we started doing back in high COVID, and right now, sort of a tradition we've kept going. Yeah, we thought it'd be a good idea. Alright, we gotta start. You know what? I'm gonna do what Cody says to do. Just take everything, put it back, and start again. Captain Howler is something I understand, so. Just let me start my engine. Off. Turn. Put that back. Dude, I don't think this one's gonna work.
Yeah, well, you never really know until you try, but you can make good estimates before you
I'll
do.
make a good guess. I mean, I got that Front River Churn monument. That's pretty nice, and I wouldn't mind another copy of Captain Howler, so that's fine.
Still, a couple aces in the hole does not.
Not a deck make, no. Thing is, I don't really find anything splashable. No card that, like, jumped out to me like, yeah, this will win you a game. It's all just sort of... At least these big octopus can,
Octopi? No, octopi.
They're definitely... We can use them as blockers, is what I'm saying. Having an 08, there's not a lot that can kill them combat-wise. They are legendary.
Oh, very clever. Give the octopus the toughness of 8.
Yeah, no, they've done jokes like that before.
Yeah.
Create an 8/8 octopus, and everyone laughs. Have target creature on it, or cycle it for 2. That's not particularly useful. Might cycle it.
Hey, what is cycling?
Oh, you just pay a cost, you discard the card, you draw another one.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, the card just has a built-in feature that allows you to return to sender for a better gift?
Yeah.
Huh.
And Captain Howler is kind of built around discarding cards. And since Cycle lets you discard cards, you know, you see the synergy start forming. Aether Siphon out. The ability to draw cards when we need it is... Although still probably not game winning. That's just a goblin. Got that one. Close. Not my turn, this becomes a creature. Can use it as a blocker. Though I don't really know what I'd be blocking. Oh, nope, it's gone.
I feel like I glanced away for 13 seconds and we were already
already
screwed.
Lost.
Yeah,
Already lost.
Golly,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, glory be, we are not surviving this.
Yeah, no, all it takes is a second to blink. And maybe there should be something splashable. Maybe we go back to the drawing board and find a supporting color. Green is normally a good color for that. Like, green will pitch in. Problem is, I, drew no creatures. At all.
Yeah, you can't just equip items to other items.
Yeah, there's nothing to... Can't splash if you have nothing to put in there.
Yeah, I don't think we really splashed this time around. I think we just,
We said we were gonna do it, and then I don't find anything useful.
It's not splashing if there's no goal in the cards that you picked. Then it's just... We couldn't stick to a single color.
Yeah.
That's not good.
They are calling it the worst draft of all time. They're right. I say trade the helm is my one saving card. Because
Oh.
maybe they've built a good deck. Maybe they have a creature that instantly wins me the game.
Yeah, maybe they picked the good cards.
Yeah, maybe I could just take it. Maybe not.
Yeah, that's our secret. That's our secret ace up our sleeve. Is that we have such a terrible deck that if we draw that card and play it, they will have no shot at winning.
Yeah, we could just give them the bad stuff. I'm not feeling Wreck Remover. Cut it. If it's a creature, we can't do it. All mounts and vehicles get back. Yeah, I don't have any mounts or vehicles. I don't even... I think we need Guidelight Matrix to bail us out.
I don't even know what we have.
Let out. Picked 5. Take 3. This'll, can't say it's gonna be over quickly, but it will be over. Eventually it'll be over.
Probably not in our favor.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I don't even have anything to play this time around. Ah. I'll get my, cycling. I want to cycle it away, but it's also like the only thing I have that might be playable, so wait. I wish I could over, but get do-overs. Starter engines, taps for mana.
Eh.
I can't block with it, but I don't have any red though.
Good for now, but the
Yeah, no. Hopefully your
yeah.
deck is as bad as mine.
looking at the kind of colors they already got, I think they're gonna. Feels like the kind of deck that in 2 rounds will have giant creatures running at us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vehicle with flash. It makes
It
it stronger.
begins.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got it. I know where we're going. I will take 3 damage. Not with a smile on my face, but I'll take it. We might be back in it. Well, not like, oh, we're going to win 5 times, but winning once is possible.
yeah. We can at least achieve something here. This might not go down as our worst draft in history.
Oh no, I think this is pretty low.
Low on the rankings overall of drafts, or
Of our drafts, anyway.
yeah. We're not at the bottom yet.
Don't want to cycle, just Actually, I'm not at max speed. I can't sacrifice it yet. Oh no, it's all right. I was just got a little worried. Oh no, no one heard that. The mic is very directional. A little bit. Get a little up a little more. It's a little finicky. I mean, sometimes I peek red. Sometimes I peek red. Oh, yeah, that's a good. That would have been a good card for me because it's probably just a cheaper version of that without. Is it lazy? Probably. Guess I want to blocker. Oh, okay, table service, thanks. Yeah, no particular wait. I'm still waiting for this to thaw out. Got the big squid out.
Shall I bring the spider table?
Oh yeah, no, get the spider table. You could use the spider table for yourself. I'll just hide it behind the keyboard for the time being. It's a little cold out, Clyde. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I got one too. Oh, you can't see it. It's green. Lucky for me, he's having worse luck than I am. I haven't made a good deck. I'm just playing better.
Perhaps we finally matched up against another sucker.
Yeah, a poor unfortunate.
But in the drafts, there's no commiseration when you run into someone who's in the same bad predicament.
Yeah,
as
unless
you.
you can.
That's an opportunity.
Unless you can see the future, you can't guarantee a good draft every time. Three speed. I can make first strike sick. Thunderhead Gunner might be his big brawler. Discarding cards, which means they got it working now, whatever it is they're looking for. Happen stun or cycle. Tap that creature, put stun counters on it. Because it's tapped, it can't block. I'm gonna swing with the Howler Heavy too, because oh no, they can block to kill. Sony didn't get those fries I asked for. Oh well. It's alright, I'll mute the mic. That was implied. What? Thinking I'll trade the helm, throw away this, and then sacrifice it. I can do that at instant speed, right? Is that your fries? Please tell me you're not giving me yours. Got it. I don't want to take anything of Billy's. Billy's good to me. Hopefully this old buffalo sauce will also be. Oh, you plugged it right to the. Have them. Oh, you just kind of have to like put a deposit down. I mean, if you snuck one, I wouldn't be mad. I might not survive this one. Oh.
Hey, Buffalo Sauce, is
Yeah.
there any shot that I can
Go
get one
for
of
it.
your fries?
I was thinking, like, I'm eating a lot of these fries. And I am enjoying that buffalo sauce. They just made it spicier. I haven't. Oh, yes, please. Oh, and some paper towels, too. Oh, and some Tabasco sauce for the... You know what? Maybe I should just do it after this game, you know? Really good fries. Thanks for not liking buffaloes. That was great.
My pleasure.
Yeah, no. Buffalo sauce for me. I pretty much just ate french fries with butter and hot sauce.
There's worse things you could...
Yeah, think about what that means. I can wait. Perfect timing. Oh, I thought I had cheese. Doesn't matter. Alright. Well, you were the one who ordered, so you would know. Nice even application, by the way, Sonia. Looks great. Hey, there's at least one win.
Alright.
We got one. It's gonna be the only one we get, but, you know, hey. One we got. Cherry Coke. Products we get. Don't worry, we're remedying. Problem is, there's nothing I can do. Already bad when we.
Yeah, there's no diamonds in this rough.
Captain Howler has yet to show. Luckily, you know, they pulled, or it's not. There you go. It's okay, Dad. Go ahead, my beat. Yeah, can you believe they're paying us $100 to do that in the shop when greatest deal we ever had?
We like plug it, or are they already just paying us and we have to do?
They pay us for them.
Yeah. All right then.
No, once we get our money, we're gonna do so much hilarious stuff with them. Assuming they don't want it back. They probably won't want it.
And why would you even bother transporting it back? That's gotta be more expensive.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I'm reminded of my dad's trick for getting a lot of those old junk mailers off of his back, which was instead of you like inside envelopes that they tell you to use, he'd just mail it right back to them in actual stamps that they had to pay for. So it became like twice as expensive for them to actually send mail to him.
They just marked him now as like, don't send him money. He costs more than he's.
Yeah, yeah.
Would put that was a massive, no greatness, but have to splash green. Yeah, being a creature bigger, particularly when I swing out with a bunch of flying guys that hopefully won't get blocked.
I mean, if you're gonna do that, then just pop out like a ton of this stuff.
Yeah, but there's like a synergy. A synergy that doesn't fit pretty much all of this.
I don't think that one.
It's not
synergy
worth
is
it,
worth
right?
it.
You know,
No,
we have something that does about it. Nothing gets done when there's. It's kind of a rule. Let's go again. The sooner we get those 3 losses, the better it is. There's creep. That'll hold him there. don't really. Just 5 mana already. Tap this one. That one back. Most uncomfortable fight I've ever. That's totally on me too.
What? What happened?
You ever bite into something the wrong way and it just doesn't feel right?
I mean, yeah, but that's because I got orthodontic work on my.
No, these are all natural choppers.
Oh.
I don't know. Every fiber of my being was like, this is wrong.
I don't know. I mean, like, the only time I really felt like that was when I accidentally bit down on a fork while hearing the news and damaged 3 of my teeth.
Yeah, that'll happen. Damn, son.
Yeah.
I don't have nearly as much flyers. This is the problem. A lot funnier than it. Good job, Billy. I like that one. Made a joke of something. You guys have to be here to hear it. Check our website, thirduniverse.com. You'll see a bunch of events that are coming up. We'd love to have you at them.
Literally what happens like 1 foot outside of this camera's range is absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, no, it's
like,
a riot. I don't know why they put us on. Hey, he's max speed.
We really ought to just like put a camera in that front register area and let it roll.
You know, yeah, Billy should be doing this. Billy's the funny one.
All the ways you're thinking.
It's cool. Target on back in the. But yeah, sure. Actually, I'd say that Snow White remake was offensive to anyone who watches movies, frankly. Just any movie-going audience. You know, it's not hard to make a good Snow White movie. I don't know why they won't do it.
No, my issue with it is that why bother? We already like it's the new Oreo flavor problem. You already won. You already did it the right way. What do you gain from making it again? You're actually losing money on this deal.
Yeah, I mean, copyright squatting, mate?
I don't think that even works given how the law actually operates around public domain.
Yeah.
Also, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is just a fairy tale.
Yeah.
So you can't copyright it. Copyright the film, sure,
Yeah.
but that still goes into
Also, what's the twist on
that's-
this?
The copyright of that still expires after the set amount of time, live action remake or not. Like, okay, I had a discussion with some wise adult, my father in this
Okay,
case.
yeah, it was either that or the guy who watches the buses out of at school. That guy.
Who?
Oh, you know.
Yeah. But what he pointed out is that when you bring something into live action, if it's really got a message behind it of some kind, or like a core like story that has some real emotions behind it, that can work very well. Like, you know, Romeo and Juliet has gone through countless adaptations onto the silver screen.
Yeah, you're not gonna get tired of seeing Romeo and Juliet, are you?
Even when they call it a different story, like West Side Story is Romeo and Juliet, except
They're cool, you know, and they.
yeah, they got cool dance fights, and the Montagues and the Capulets get replaced with awesome gangs.
Yeah, because that's what theater audiences love: gang violence.
And the setting moves,
musicals too.
Yeah, the setting moves to 1950s New York,
Well,
and
that's the
you
thing, like-
change up the characters, but that doesn't change the central story, the central feelings of
The themes are the same, and what's more, wait, why remake Snow White? Make a different Snow White. Snow White's in space now. For
Yeah.
some reason,
Well,
the dwarves are replaced with little green men.
This is the whole issue with making a Snow White remake: is what's the central theme behind Snow White? What are the
It's on the inside that counts, but isn't that Pinocchio? Isn't that most of the good fairy tales we know?
yeah? I guess Stranger Danger would count.
Don't take
but-
snacks from stranger. I mean,
but it's
you
still
could have-
dubious messaging.
I wouldn't call it dubious. I would just call it non-existent.
Oh,
Ladder up, right? But yeah, like, I'm not even saying Snow White is a bad story. No, it serves its purpose. It's an educational fairy tale. We gain from making another one.
yeah. Clearly not money, because people did not go to see it.
I feel like, and you know, I'm a conspiratorial nut job. I think some of the movie industry is fake. Got actors we don't know of acting in movies no one's gonna watch. Sell tickets that nobody buys.
Thing is, like a whole producer scheme.
Not like making a flop, or like making something that nobody's. I don't think it's like a tax write-off or bring everybody in one day and oh shocker, Springtime for Hitler isn't exactly a mass appeal musical.
Really?
Well, the prize is actually really compelling. Fighting satire, embraces the human spirit. I don't know how to tell you. You gotta see this play.
I pointed out once to a friend
A
that
producer's sequel where the idea is make people to time for him.
pointed out to a friend once that they keep remaking the producers for all sorts of ways, but no one's ever bothered to try and make a real production
Just
of
knuckle down and, you know,
yeah, just make it for real this time.
Yeah.
You know, and
and I mean, I'm not
just try it.
Yeah, I mean, we do that like fake North Korea thing, the interview. That everyone was slightly twisted about that for some reason.
What was this?
I don't know. I didn't see Seth Rogen in that one. I don't know.
Always him
Yeah,
ruining
no.
things.
Seth Rogen's kind of come and gone from. Unlike TJ Miller, he doesn't bring gifts. That's because how we got our first popcorn machine. Story and a half. That good? That's good yet. What? Let's just don't know your gen. I always assume I, but retrospect. Oh, I feel I'm a real dangus. Let me draw it. I don't have to target him. Totally looks like a Frog Water Park. And honestly, Frog Water Park is a card I want now. Equal to Sliver Fairgrounds. All slivers have a really good time. I'm desperate here. Yeah, no, I think we're finally free of this. As in, we've actually lost. So hard, too. Or maybe the producers should be about making a sequel to produce.
I think it's message.
Yeah, do we
as
need a
solo
producer
product.
sequel? Yeah, no.
It's
yeah.
like the whole Watchmen sequel issue.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, like-
why? No,
Yeah.
it was a work.
Oh, well, you were... Okay, you're...
It's really like
Yeah, it's done.
an age of arbitrary sequel. No reason at all.
Yeah, we need to learn how Rorschach got the trench coat. No, we don't. Bought it. Or he stole it or something. I don't know. I don't care. Where did Han Solo get his pants?
The whole point of Han Solo's backstory was that it was supposed to be like years and years of expertise. But then Solo, they just made like one really cool week.
Yeah, like, maybe that was his first event. I don't know. Also, there's a brain in the Millennium Falcon? Like, there's a coin mine in there?
Oh, yeah, I don't like the implications of that.
One day, someone's gonna plug in, like, a gonk droid that doesn't work, and, you know, that mine's gonna come back out. It's gonna be freaking pissed. Do something with that, Disney.
Didn't 3PO in the original trilogy, this is kind of one of the fun notes that fans pointed to as like how it actually does tie in with the original stuff and not like isn't just an unnecessary deviation. C3PO does mention that this computer has an odd dialect of the galactic language. So I guess that means it's that robots
The
can
computer
have
speaks with an accent? I always thought,
or like speaks in slang.
I always thought it was like, because it's old, right? Like, the Millennium Falcon is old.
Yeah. That was the original explanation. Was like this thing you know, it's like how Yoda is so old that he speaks in like the equivalent of Shakespearean English, but his
I like that
nonsense
theory.
English is actually like this is canon. It was actually accurate English at the time of his like, you know,
When he was growing
his
up.
youth, but he's 900 years old, and you know how quickly English changes. So he's behind a couple updates.
I like the explanation. Yoda does that so people actually have to listen. Like, yeah, maybe he could have learned to talk the normal way. Sometimes he does talk the normal, but he's not gonna. If the way Yoda trained Luke, the way Yoda trained his other students, it mostly involved like making them think they knew everything back in their.
I think the reason why he has the accent is like the whole silly voice is to convince people that he's just some goofball who doesn't
Crazy
know a
old
lot
man
of
am
stuff.
I.
Meanwhile, his like real identity is General War Crimes Ming.
Yeah.
Because that canonically is his last name. He's General Ming, not Miss Master Yoda.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got like a lot of military history under that little.
Yeah,
little
dude's
brown belt.
responsible for like half of the deaths in the Clone Wars.
Yeah. He started as like one of the most how do I say adept strategists and
Yeah, he was
beloved commanders of troops.
He's like the Henry Kissinger of Star Wars.
That someone should write a character like that. Is that what Grand Moff Tarkin?
No, because he was working for the Empire, like which. I mean,
Saul
the
Guerrera? No, that's
Republic.
That's more of a.
Okay, the Republic is dubiously, like, morally gray. Meanwhile, the Empire is just straight up.
Oh,
like,
boo-hoo! We're
like,
evil. We use Wookiee
Yeah.
slaves to build a space station that
they
blows
don't
up
care
planets.
about being evil.
We're so far beyond that.
Yeah.
I do think if you're founding a space society, you should look into purely evil as a founding ideology. Because it worked for the Empire for a little while.
Well, I mean, sometimes it works. Terrible advertising technique,
Yeah,
though.
no, we're awful. Join us. I do wonder what the other rest of the galaxy think about what happened to Aldron. Do they know it was the Imperials that blew it up, or
I suspect that a lot of propaganda was.
yeah,
either
oh,
hide that
it was
or
a
play
natural
it up.
disaster, or is it more like, well, then Aldron shouldn't have sheltered terrorists if they?
I think what they would have done was just like downplay any other civilizations on Alderaan and just try to convince people that it was only a rebel base.
Yeah.
Like this is not like
Well, but
basically
you
treating.
can't do that. Alderaan was a economic center. If I remember, a lot of wealthy people,
Oh, they did have a
grew
princess after all.
grew up on Alderaan.
Uh,
It'd be like, I don't know, if Sicily blew.
maybe try to convince people that it was like full of corruption and crime.
Well,
or
yeah,
something.
maybe that was the angle they went with. Like, we did reduce the crime rate rapidly. You know, like, they did harbor terrorists.
Yeah, like full of terrorists,
Yeah,
corrupt politicians.
Who stole our lands for the space station that blows up whole planets.
Yeah.
So we blew up their planet.
I think another fun angle to go with would be that the Empire might have gained some traction by convincing people that it was, you know, the explosion of Alderaan killed off a lot of rich people, and most of the Empire's inhabitants are not rich.
Yeah,
So that might have been how they won over some
Do you
folks.
think they just used class warfare to cover it up?
They could.
The only thing I have to go on it is something from a Lego Star Wars episode where some wealthy individual makes a joke like, "Why don't you go back to Alderaan?" Oh wait, which is first of all is probably the worst thing anyone's ever said in Star Wars.
Yeah,
And-
that's joking about a genocide is pretty sketchy.
A
even if it was
large-scale
small
planetary
genocide.
destruction. And as a joke, I mean, this guy was kind of made to like not be a.
Oh yeah, they don't have like
This
Lando
is-
Calrissian saying these lines.
Yeah, this is not the general populist view. Maybe it is. Maybe Aldron had a lot of enemies.
Yeah, I wonder if Alderaan was sort of like a symbol of, or if it was at least played up as like a symbol of the vices of the old Republic.
Yeah, that's sort of so far removed problems that it's actually trying to fix.
Yeah, like it's got no, no real workers there. Everyone's like an economist. It's like a planet-sized Wall Street.
Just emails. They only do emails on all of them. You know what? That's a fun experiment for. Write some Imperial propaganda justifying the destruction of
Alderaan, the planet of the clerks.
Aldron. I'm glad it's gone. That's a book somewhere on some magazine or coffee table in that galaxy.
Yeah.
You do have a running joke character of a guy who had a lot of debt to
Some folks on Alderaan.
to a lot of
as
companies
it
on
happens.
Aldron, and terrible tragedy, right? Trillions dead in an instant. But for me, it's very, very good outcome. But,
Actually,
but
wait,
only for me.
Wait a second, what was the population of Alderaan? Because like one planet and a lot of I'd imagine that a
Planets are
city
big
full
things.
of rich people wouldn't have a ton of kids running around. It would probably be like I'm imagining this is more entirely economic center in a galaxy where faster than light travel allows you to just move to whichever planet you. I suspect that this is a planet of like upper middle class, adults. Like
Yeah.
this is a bunch of like middle-aged, middle-class people.
Well,
with
we're assuming they don't
pretty
have
decent
employees,
office
though.
jobs. Yeah, that's where things start to break
You
down.
blow up a
is-
planet full of butlers.
Yeah, or like, those poor IT guys got blown up too.
I had a call to Aldron. I was 2 hours late, and I hear the whole planet explode. Oh, good. I don't have to go to work. And then I thought about what that really meant. I was glad a planet blew up, so I didn't have to go into work. What is wrong with me?
But like I can imagine that Alderaan would have a pretty low population because most of its population would be like the middle class adults. There's basically no kids there.
Aldron, a fully gentrified world, is what you're saying?
I mean, I think the Star Wars galaxy would pretty easily become gentrified, at least in the areas that are traversable.
The inner core, right? They're always talking
Yeah.
about inner core worlds being
Yeah, because you
kinda
can travel through those very quickly. So I'd imagine that you can get those out in a very efficient way.
Hey, here's an angle. Anyone who was on Aldron when it exploded should have gone out a long time ago. Is that an angle? Is that an angle we can use? Care about the working class, you will also blow up all. Come on, Luke. I need answers. Wikipedia's not helping. Can't even decide where Talia Mundi was born. Got 2 birthdays now. Thanks, Acolyte. I know people like that, but I've yet to see one. Well, no, I saw one of them, but because it wasn't big.
My friend has said that she enjoys the Acolyte for the fight scenes, and other than that, kind of just blanks out the dialogue.
I'm sorry, but like, there's better fight scenes. Ever seen Power Rangers? That stuff's awesome.
Oh yeah, she's there not because of the cool martial arts stuff, because of the brutal murders. That's
Oh,
why.
okay, yeah.
Like watching someone get shot with a lightsaber beam is a pretty freaking cool move.
I do want more lightsaber combat, like swordsmanship.
Lightsaber tricks. Yeah.
And
gimmicky lightsabers are always the fun ones.
Well, not so much gimmicky. Like a lightsaber with a quick shut off shut.
Yeah,
Would be
yeah.
useful, so you could-
Specialized lightsabers is what I mean when I say gimmicks.
You know how
like
Duke,
I consider
Dooku has that
Dooku's-
bent
yeah,
hilt?
yeah, the
So
sort
he
of
has that
scimitar style.
advantage.
Yeah, or the shuttered lightsabers. Ones where
How do you feel about light whip?
that doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Like it also doesn't align with the way that things look.
It
Like
was
that.
in video games. It's a different type of lightsaber. In fact, I wouldn't even call it a lightsaber.
Yeah, it looks more like those weird Gungan weapons that we see in the Phantom Menace,
Ooh, I
like
would-
the energy blasts.
Now that you mention it, Gungan plasma technology not really expanded on.
Yeah, they completely slip over it because the Gungans were, say it with me now, created as a stereotype of Southeast Asian people recycled in space.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Southeast Asians have subaquatic dwellings. Well, that
Think
was-
about it, they're set in like a swampy jungle. They have funky accents.
Yeah, I mean, that's
They're-
clearly space
they have poor
Jamaican
grammar. They also compare the racist depictions of like Indonesians and Filipinos in political cartoons of the 1800s to Jar Jar Binks' face, and you start to notice that it's kind of just like a fishier version of the original image.
Yeah, it's a little
Big,
stretched.
like those
Yeah, no,
large eyes, all like
Frogs
to the
have had
sides of the
a
head
bad
and-
run of racial stereotypes.
Yeah.
But I do like the kind of dichotomy that, like, oh yeah, it's Jar Jar. He's a weirdo. He talks funny. He's from a society of advanced science, living in perfect ecological harmony.
Yeah, their only issue is that they don't like have a grasp of grammar, but
Yeah,
that's
they
enough to
speak-
like
they speak with an
invalidate them
accent.
entirely. Maybe.
I think it actually goes the other way. Like, you see Jar Jar, and you're like, oh, he must be a good example of what a Gungan is. But no, he's the lowest of the lowest tier.
Jar
they kicked
Jar
him out
is,
for a
is-
reason.
He's the reject.
Yeah, his society is incredible, and the one hurdle is they talk funny.
Yeah. Jar Jar is the
Lord.
General Zod of the Gungans.
Yeah,
He's been rejected by his own society because he's a wacko,
he's a
and
clumsy
all the
nut.
other ones are just pacifistic scientists.
Yeah. Also, you know those ears, their old legs when back forward. Yeah, no, the come to terms with more how advanced Gungan society actually is, does all we've Jar Jar.
Yeah.
And I know, like, he's got
And
his
Boss
thing.
Nass. We get Boss Nass, but
Oh.
he's like a crime boss.
Honestly, I have more questions about Boss Nass. Like a subspecies Gungan, or do they just look like that when they get?
I think Gungans just have more genetic diversity than humans.
Yeah, because he's got, like, how do I say, a frog face?
Yeah.
He doesn't have the snout. I mean, I don't think Disney should look into this, but I do think, like, there's some incredible hidden Gungan lore under the goofy
Yeah.
surface.
Stop doing so much with the Jedi's and their lightsabers and start exploring these, like, the one-off showcased races of Star Wars interconnected
What
universe.
does it look like where Watto came?
I
They're
don't-
a swamp dwelling planet, right? Actually, no. I think they
But
mentioned
he
that.
dwells on a desert world, so
Yeah, why did he
clearly they're
choose
well
that?
suited as colonists.
I think that just might be like, Watto's on the run.
Oh yeah.
I think
He's
their whole
willingly
pla-
moved the furthest place away from where they'd expect him.
I could totally see Watto having. He got his own slaves, so no.
Yeah.
I feel pretty safe making moral judgments.
Yeah,
here.
he's clearly got some moral lapses, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Glad he gambles. Not that.
I mean, like plenty of people do that.
Yeah, no, it's practically a pastime on Tatooine.
Yeah, and that's like
Maybe he moved to
That's-
Tatooine for the gambling. I
also
don't know.
also that's peanuts compared to the actual slavery.
Yeah, actual slavery. Anakin has a bomb in his head.
Yeah.
It was still in his head when he died. 'Cause Palpatine wanted everything to control his little lapdog.
Wait, thank you for giving me such an code, Watto.
Yeah, no, this is messed up. This is brilliant.
Why didn't I think of that?
I think he still has the remote. No, he lost the remote even before the. I think
he's an incompetent slave owner.
Yeah, like, you could basically look over there and run away. Problem is the job market on Tatooine. Not great.
Yeah, there's actually nowhere to go as a runaway slave. You're probably like.
Would you like
just
to
end up
die in the
starving
desert,
in the
or-
desert?
yeah.
Yeah, there's not really a better way to go
There's
about
nothing
life.
to do it.
It's a dead end world.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Turn this thing away from sensible society.
yeah.
Run by a freaking slug crime.
Yeah.
Slug's not the right word. More of a. It doesn't move with mucus. It's all muscle. Undulate, like those.
Some sort of worm.
Somewhere between a worm and a snake.
Salient.
Cuts are weird too. I think Watto's planet is kept hidden for a good reason.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with them keeping it that
Yeah, no,
way.
honestly, yeah. To be honest, Star Wars is always going to be centric.
Yeah.
A lot of G,
Haven't come across them yet.
particularly because they got genocide. Man, the Empire's done like a lot of genocide. One
Wait,
after the other.
Wasn't the Geonosis genocide before the Republic was around? Like they've had a constant string of getting wiped out and replaced by a new Geonosians.
Well, they grow Geonosians in batches. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if like more crop up eventually. But I think they were wiped out because they were working with rudimentary Death Star plans, and you can't have that loose. So,
Oh.
yeah, no, the Empire had no qualms with being an evil. It was completely fine with that. The problem with doing an early draft is you have a lot of streams.
Give me a.
Do I want to go at another draft? Oh yeah, just another draft. Burn the gold. Who cares? Yeah, let's do it. Aether Drift, let's go again. Can't be worse than the last time, right? Oh, I do want a Vinatwix. Vinatwix? No, enough strong female characters. Get me a strange female.
Kind of my intention with this whole like Teresa Waitley character in the comics I'm working on.
You
like,
mentioned her name, but I haven't asked more about
Yeah,
it.
well, daughter of Wilbur Waitley of H.P. Lovecraft's The Dunwich Horror. So she's the niece of the Dunwich Horror.
Yeah, she's seen some things, I'd imagine.
The idea was like you got the other teammates of the Intrepid Seven are like an 8-foot tall robot monster covered in like moldable clay that calls himself the Golem, and
I do like
because he's a Jewish robot monster.
Yeah, I do like Emmett Stein. He's become a quick favorite character of
You've
yours.
got Polish James Bond
Yeah,
on
Polish
the team.
superstar Wilhelm Pulaski. I don't know, but she looks like a Green Lantern.
Yeah, if any of you know who this person is, please message us in the comments.
It's
Yeah,
green.
there's no ring.
It's green. I don't see a lantern though. No, they need a uniform, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Unless it's Alan Scott.
Now, Alan Scott is Alan Scott's a wild card.
And he's gay.
Yeah, which I didn't know. But no. You can make all the jokes you want about that, like, oh, of course he's a Green Lantern, he's gotta be gay.
I mean, he actually dated the Red Lantern for a while in his own time.
Yeah, wouldn't know
Who
any
was
of
a
that.
Russian.
Yeah, I mean,
Always, red for the Reds.
or
Well, he had a
what
red
color?
shirt.
What color were the Americans? Or did we not get a color?
We didn't. Well, actually, we stuck with green during the war because that was the color of the fatigues.
Okay, yeah,
So I guess that works.
it works on a couple levels.
Then, like the other characters in the Intrepid Seven are, like a $6 million man, except made on a budget of $400 in 1960. So he's kind of shoddy workmanship. But then you get to Teresa Waitley, who is on the outside, just kind of ugly. Like just not even like not like the
Put together a little wrong.
not like the various robot monsters who are like malformed or like look like they've been stitched back together after being mutilated and killed. He just doesn't. She doesn't have all the nice human things. So and I don't mean like she's got too many eyes or like is growing teeth out of her hands or something. No, she just has like a kind of like weak chin. Is very pale.
Just put together a little wrong.
Yeah, she's got like big fish eyes is the best way that I can describe the way her face looks.
You been to Ismail?
Nah, she's not even related to the Innsmouthians. She just has like that's an entirely human problem. That's not related to being
Are you some hideous
the
eldritch
daughter of an
fish
eldritch monster.
No, I'm just ugly.
But
Damn.
then she does have, as it turns out, actual magic powers connected to being, granddaughter of an eldritch god.
I mean, that comes with a certain level of benefits, I'd say.
It's useful.
Attack or block. I don't know if that's good for me. Pile that might be good. That has one even.
Legendary creature, god. Yeah.
Yeah, it's God. I pass it up though. No, I can't pass it up.
But the whole concept.
I don't
yeah.
think I put it in the deck, but I can't pass it up.
Can't let someone have that power.
I mean, I want it. Plain and simple. Crash and burn, destroy vehicle, damage to target creature. Fucker. But I just want to tap, don't untap. Yeah. Work with that. Take a trade the helm. That's bailed me out a couple. Burner rock. Gets +2 trample.
No one did well with that last time, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's got a nice little function. Probably want to take the Howler Heavy over the Midnight Mangler. Fender, activate abilities. That's not the same. Battles, mount, +2. Giving things trample is nice. And it fits the colors I got, so. Howler Heavy. All out. On a pedal to the metal. Came back to me. Ring column. Yeah, no, this is doing a lot better.
I already like the direction is far more.
It is just kind of a more focused version of what I was trying to do the first time around. but you know, it is a more focused version.
You like a Thin Mint?
I think I would very much.
Can have that one. I've had like 8.
You don't eat the last two?
I've already had like too many because I've been the consumer of this box of Thin
The sole
Mints.
proprietor of this box of things.
That's one of the 2 tubes already, so I think I'm good for the night. My whole concept for Teresa Waitley's character is it's like pointing through the various members of the team. We're all like standing proudly in front of the camera. Then Teresa's over on the side muttering something while scribbling in her journal notes on how to summon the elder god Yog-Sothoth. Like
She just knows that.
like instead of the whole strong female character thing of like doing all the, you know, classic hero stuff and being incredibly cool and an expert in all the things, she's an expert in
One
bad
particular
people stuff. Oh,
Announcements.
It's time.
Yeah, okay. And we back. Yes, I do enjoy a weird little freak character.
and I think that's something that's sort of lacking male characters because they always like they're always forced to conform to some degree of normalcy in any story that I've seen.
Yeah, I've noticed there's like 2 ways to write a female character. 1, you make a female character and all the stereotypes that implies. 2, you take an honestly annoying male character, make it a girl.
Yeah.
And I don't know why like strong female character got coupled with like annoying.
I think it's because the author keeps making the B-list male character the cool, strong female character, but the B-list male lead, like secondary male hero is usually the, for as according to the 5-man band, the lancer of the group, which is always the person who like disagrees the most, usually in most cases.
Yeah, the Lancer's supposed to rub against.
Yeah, the person who goes against the grain set up by the leader of the group, which usually results in, you know, your strong female character, because a lot of them are based on that secondary male character, just swap the gender, are pretty irritating to be around because they have to have an
Hotheads,
abrasive personality to fill that role. Which it's not fun to have a
subpar,
character
really.
like that as your only character, like as your only lead hero character. You don't have the annoying person who like criticizes all authority. Criticizes is the wrong word. Fights against all authority.
Whether or not earned or needed.
Yeah. I don't mean like they fight against a corrupt government. I mean like, oh, this person is trying to give me advice. Screw them.
What do you know?
What do they know? Just because they've spent 400 years learning Martian martial arts.
Yeah, I picked this up yesterday, and honestly, I'm pretty good at it. So there.
Which somehow is like, you take that with a male character.
that endearing?
What you normally get with a male character like that is that they get sidelined into the Lancer role of like person who gets proven right at the end of every episode as person who gets proven wrong at the end of each episode as I
character
should
that's
listen to
supposed
the
to learn.
leader.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to the leader because I gotta listen to the mentor because they know how to do these things, and like I've got skills, but that's not enough.
I'm cool, but it's not enough. Yeah.
But then they make stories with female characters, and because the female character in this case is brought up to like they take a
center
Lancer,
stage.
make him female, and then just leave them on their own in in a self-contained story where they're the hero who's already an expert in things. They don't get the satisfaction, like the catharsis of getting proven wrong at the end and like learning their lesson, they
They don't learn.
just
They're not
happen
supposed
to
to
be
learn.
that good.
They're good. They're good forever. That's called a boring character.
Yeah, there's no arc there. They're a flat character.
More little freaks. Women
And-
can be weird little freaks.
And I'm
Let 'em
not
be weird
saying
little
that you
freaks.
can't have a strong female character,
Oh,
but
no, they exist.
make it based on the actual hero when you
Yeah.
do that. Like, take your idea for your archetypical hero,
yeah, heroes
and
need to take
just-
center stage.
flip the gender. Like, it's
Yeah.
not hard to
It shouldn't be
do.
hard,
If
right?
it's hard to do, then clearly you don't get outside enough and
No.
talk to people.
You know, you're right what you know, but you can also know a little more, and you can write better.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be great?
knowing people is actually really easy to do. Like, writing what you know, as pointed out by the great philosopher Red from Overly Sarcastic Productions on YouTube, the greatest thing about writing what you know is that you can always know more. And it's pretty easy to start knowing more about how people, like,
Especially if you're
act.
like me and you're coming in with so little.
yeah. Just, like, go around, experience the company of others, and pretty quickly start to pick up how they
Also, it's good for your
act.
mental health. Go talk
Yeah,
to other
yeah.
people. It'll make you feel a lot
Yeah,
better.
seriously. As soon as
About
you finish
anything.
this 2-hour stream,
Go to bed, actually.
Oh,
But after you do
yeah,
that,
tomorrow morning, talk to a person.
any old person. And if they say, what, get away from me, start running.
Yeah, I don't mean talk to a random person.
Do not break into anybody's house. is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
talk to a person seems reasonable to talk to.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you're lucky, someone will start talking to you.
Yeah.
Do not like dump this on a cashier.
Yeah, no, it's never good when you employee who has
Yeah,
to
no.
interact with people you hate.
Yeah. Rather,
Uh-oh.
up a little.
Because there's sort of a dichotomy between, like, those, sort of traditional female character who's mostly just a love interest for the male character and his power fantasy, and, like, the split between that and the all-new, completely fresh, against the grain, strong female character. They didn't leave room for the, like, just plain weird female character. There's plenty of just plain weird male characters who do not have an arc that relates to them becoming less weird. Whenever I see one of those, sort of oddball female characters in fiction, their arc centers around them, like, showing their true colors as an actual, like, normal pretty woman or whatever. No, that's
Someone who starts weird and ends weird.
freaking lame.
The only one I could think of is, I want to say, Liv. Friends call her Liv from Spider-Verse. She's the
Because she's a villain.
She's the Octavius of that universe. And, yeah, she's a weird little freak, and that's never gonna change. She has no morals, and in fact, I think she's proud of it.
Yeah, that's very fun to watch on. Like
My genius plan kind of fell apart.
yeah,
so-
I mean, you can still freestyle. These are good cars.
yeah, no, I
but
got things that can work here.
You can't just like go off the book, go straight from the book anymore. Now you gotta be careful how
I gotta-
you play them.
I don't have, Emmenhell never showed up, but I don't have, like, cards I was looking for. Cards that grow bigger when I cycle away, or... I managed to steal a pretty good blocker, so... Alright, I forgot he had max speed.
Uh-oh.
I just traded away. I'll draw my second island soon enough. I might get rid of this. Flying and Vigilance is good, but it doesn't really... the rest of my deck. I only put one in.
Like the worst offender I can think of in this situation is okay, dear viewer, perhaps you've watched The Breakfast Club.
Oh,
Surely
yeah.
you've watched The Breakfast Club.
I'll tell you, Kai hates the Breakfast Club.
You better watch The Breakfast Club.
I mean, like, it's practically watch TV. You should have watched the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I mean, the Breakfast Club is like, if you need to watch a movie from the entire decade of the 80s, it's that one.
Yeah, that'll get you a good idea of what it was like.
Yeah, that immediately catches you up to speed on society in 1980.
Yeah, if
but
you were frozen in an ice block like Steve Rogers, there you go.
I'm really surprised that wasn't on his list of things to watch, because that would have caught him up plenty today.
I know different editions of the movie have different lists.
Oh yeah, whichever nation it's pre-printed in, it gets a different list. Usually, like, the most odd ones are, of course, in the Russian and Korean translations. Oh, but even, like, I think France had some different ones on that list. Which is weird, because he's still obviously in America. He didn't become
Something
Captain
else.
Francois when he went over the seas.
Well, clearly that scene's for the audience, not the character.
Yes.
Yeah. Which brings an interesting question. Is that fan service?
Oh,
And is it fan service inherently bad?
fan service is more like direct ignorance of the plot to serve the fans and what they really want.
Yeah, as long as the plot keeps moving along.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and that
do
scene at
some
least
fan
shows
service.
something happening in the plot, so that's different.
Yeah.
That one is.
I mean, that's not
allowed.
bad, but like,
It's
fan
sketchy,
service.
but we let it in. I think of fan service more so when it's completely unnecessary and perhaps even like counterproductive to the continuation of the plot. Like, why would you draw that comic panel? It's just wasting pieces of paper.
yeah, the paper's expensive. Why did you draw that?
But then this character in the Breakfast Club, one of them is a girl who's super weird. You know,
Yeah, she's
like,
a goth, right?
Well, I wouldn't call her a goth because it's not clear that she's wearing makeup. She's really pale, really messy hair.
Doodles.
Eats
Those are erasers.
eats pencils. Does a lot of drawing, and overall very much resembles my good friend Eleanor, who
Doesn't
does
watch these
most of
streams.
those things, but
Yeah.
hasn't watched The Breakfast Club. But then at the end of the movie, basically her whole arc throughout the story is just that she learns how to blend in with the others, and turns
She's
out
pretty
when
now,
she
wow.
yeah, when she puts on makeup, all of a sudden, oh, she's a pretty person, just like the popular girls.
So?
Screw that.
Hair?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like to be a relevant detail for a character that they become pretty when they want to be pretty, because that's never relevant for male characters. So I don't know why it would ever matter so much to definitively, like, weird personality that is supposedly the personality of all these characters. Of course, that gets overwritten by the writers too often, but such is the nature of things.
It's really easy to write something wrong, you know? So, but I don't think there's a problem if you write something wrong. You just write better next time.
I think, well, that's why, as Stephen King says, you gotta revise with the door open. Once you've got your ideas down, you start asking people, hey, is this a good idea?
Does
You
this
let in
work?
new ideas into the story, and you let people correct you when you've made some terrible error. Because sometimes it's really obvious to anyone except for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, learn to handle criticism. Just in general. After you've talked to people and slept.
Well, talking to people, goes hand in hand with
Taking
accepting criticism.
Yeah, I mean, aren't always going to say good things to you. Alright, I'm going to get punched in the throat here.
Oh, you're not looking so good.
Oh no, this is bad. It's actually really.
I think, yeah, this is the end. Oh, Oh, well, not. I mean,
Nearly
the end is
the end.
coming in a minute, but what do you got?
Oh, I got nothing. Yeah, sold. Here. Oops. I feel like everyone's learned a trick for hiccups. And it's either worked or you've forgotten about it.
My dad just become one with the universe for a second, and then uses that to fix his whatever problem in his diaphragm is causing hiccups through your willpower,
Huh.
or just by not focusing on it. I don't know if it's psychosomatic, but
I really liked it.
it's
coulda
a
saved
fun
me.
card. It just, you know,
It just
we're
couldn't
in-
save me now. Yeah.
We're in some circumstances where it's
Less than optimal.
He's not helping you with that.
Yeah. I gotta do some button hold. But I was focused for this one. I knew what I was about. Trade the helm's gotta stay. Tap all non-land. It's not as important as it. I don't want to keep that just so I can start ends earlier. I think I might have put it pretty far away. Yeah, that's a nice little lore bit. The Dimir Guild has gone back underground, and some say they don't even. I remember correctly, they billed themselves as, oh, we're messengers and mailmen. Really, they were a spy network.
Well, it's,
Which
know,
would be a great. It's a
it
great
works-
one, right?
It's pretty great to be, you know, being a mailman is a pretty good cover for running an information network, because that's already kind of what mailmen do.
Yeah.
It's just they don't usually open up the envelopes and read your own messages.
Yeah, it's a perfect cover, really.
Reminded of a skit I was writing with one of the Henrys who regulars this place. He's one of the
Yeah,
ones
I like
my,
the Henrys.
he's my friends around my age, for an improv sketch that was about two kids arguing with their grandfather, and during the course of it, it slowly becomes clear that Grandpa killed MLK, but when they finally confront him on this, they question whether he was in the FBI, and he claims that no, the FBI doesn't handle those jobs. It's the people who work through rain, sleet, and snow and never give up. And then there's immediately a ring at the door, and it's
Mailman.
it's a mailman.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no one ever expects the mail. Ties nicely back to this bit I've been doing where I say mailmen are basically cops. I mean, I'd say it's a bit, but they are federal employees. I'm not gonna trust you. Right?
I mean, back in the old days when mailmen had to do like serious work to get places, I mean, they still do, but like, you have automobiles now.
What I'm saying
and
is,
trucks and stuff.
Do I expect a mailman to pull a gun on me? No. Do I think it's possible? Probably.
I don't think. I'm not sure they have a license to kill, but they could acquire one. Sure.
Yeah, just you have to open the right mail.
They've got certain lines of work where I'm sure mailman and
Yeah, I'm from the
being
intelligence
licensed to kill
branch of the
would
U.S. Postal
intersect
Service.
somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing but respect for mailmen, but you guys terrify me a little.
There's always just that slight chance that they'll actually be connected to the Secret Service or something.
Yeah, I mean, the Secret Service used to just check counterfeit, right? Like,
Yeah, weren't they originally like a tax collecting force or something? Like they were all about like money fraud.
yeah,
And then
I don't
they
know.
became the president's bodyguard.
I don't know how that happened. I don't know. I think it was like the only knowledge I have for this is that Will Smith moved Wild West, but I don't think there was a mechanical spider incident.
I
So-
don't know about that. No.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
Almost feels analogous to the way that samurai rose from the 12th century to the 19th century in Japan, which was originally they were just some like bodyguards stationed in the actual courts of the nobles. Like they protected royalty as just random bodyguards, and they were basically regular warriors. Then over time, they started getting appointed into higher and higher positions of power until they were lords themselves in a certain regard. Like they were, they were. It was analogous to the feudal system of medieval Europe, where you had lords who were protected by who hired knights. Samurais were the knights.
Yeah,
and
so they just kind of
the upper lord caste fulfilled the
their political
nobles.
power was an accident. What I'm hearing.
Well, their political power sort of naturally grew
Showed up,
and grew completely unintentionally. Like it was like it was sort of it wasn't even like an if you give a mouse a cookie situation where they gave the samurai caste a bit of power and then they continued
Totally
to
ran with it.
try
No,
and find more political power. No, they just kept like giving these guys more and more individual power because they thought it was a good idea, and it didn't hurt them until very late in the game.
I'd say for the most part it kind of worked.
Yeah. I mean, the only time that things got screwy was when, the samurai decided to do their own thing.
Yeah, you always have a warrior caste rebellion. It's normal.
I mean, that happened in feudal Europe, too.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, show me a time when that didn't happen.
I think the
Feudal Europe, ancient Rome.
really the reason why that stuff kind of stopped happening was because of the Black Death in Europe. Because after the Black Death, so many rich people died that it was really easy. Like, when all the rich people are dead, social mobility skyrockets.
Yeah, suddenly
because
we have a lot of roles to
if
fill.
you can make any money, that puts you above all the other peasants. So all of a sudden, things started shifting dramatically. All the peasants start getting land. All the knights who, already had, like, weapons and stuff have a lot of control over the situation. And so they also gain a lot of wealth. And that transitions Europe from, a medieval period of, like, that very rigid social system where there's no economic mobility and such, to a pretty fluid state for a good amount of time, and that leads very
a
naturally.
post-plague social reform miracle, huh?
Yeah, and that leads very naturally into sort of the modern not modern, like pre-modern
Pre-Renaissance,
age of Europe.
yeah.
Like mid-Renaissance.
Mid-Renaissance.
like
yeah,
the-
I would call
the-
the Renaissance mid, dude. Mid-Renaissance is pretty important.
Oh no!
Come on, that's funny. Someone should laugh.
The grounds for a Renaissance, firstly, and then
The fertilizer of a Renaissance.
even though that like ideas were formulated during the time of the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, but they weren't implemented for a while, and really things didn't all that much until around the 1800s when you started getting revolutions everywhere and people were making social reforms to save their own skin, and that's when you get things like Catherine the Great and the other enlightened despots who purposefully made social reforms that bettered their citizens,
no one came for their
so
head.
that no one would try to guillotine them like they did in France. That was like the
Which
French
is a-
Revolution suddenly
which was a-
motivated a lot of improvements across Europe.
But what's shocking is you don't see regicide happen anymore. I think we finally killed enough monarchs. Things got better.
Well, it's that, and monarchs don't do enough interesting stuff anymore. Nowadays, you see prime ministers getting killed.
Yeah.
Because they hold real power.
So eventually this will just keep trickling down until we're mailmen. All comes back to mailmen and firearms, huh?
Nah, the mailman. Again,
Yeah.
you don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, that's like the rule, right? You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, and I feel like at this point the royalty have been downgraded to celebrities, which is kind of where they belong, because it was
Yeah.
pretty undemocratic to have them around. But it means that there's no real point in assassinating them unless you really hate something they did. If you really dislike their ideology, that's the only reason why you do it.
I'm not saying there would never be a reason to do it, but you kind of have to stretch for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what kind of animal is that?
Well, it's a stingray.
Oh, I see it now.
That's a
Oh,
up here at the top of
weird.
his head, right?
Oh
Unless those
man,
are
I
his eyes.
really like to think about this. 'Cause
I don't
the
like
mouth
him.
should not be there.
I don't like it. No, I don't like it, and send it back.
Yeah, there's nothing about the look. But then,
Kind of in this lockdown where like none of us can do anything.
but overall, what the Black Death really led to was the sort of like status quo shakeup that led to basically the same things that you'd see in like Europe circa 1700. Like there's a very straight line from like a very straight line of continuation of civilization in Europe from the time of the Black Death straight to the moment that like the French Revolution breaks out. There's not a ton changed between those time periods. You had like borders drawn up and stuff, but borders became fairly fixed after most
more-
people were too dead to fight over them.
No more land wars. Can't really.
Everybody had plenty of land because there wasn't a
Yeah,
lot
guess
of
what?
people per
A
square
bunch
inch.
of dead people makes a great real estate. Imagine how great the real estate was on Aldron.
Nah, because
Not
all
at
the
all.
land's
Yeah,
gone.
land's gone too, right? It's just a bunch of meteorites. Asteroids. Idiots.
They're not crashing into anything.
Yeah.
They're just asteroids.
Yeah.
Space rocks.
Come to think of it, you could probably put something in the middle of those space rocks, make a ring around it. They should do more with the idea of like, how do I say, galactic garden keeping. The only example I have is Doctor Who, where the Voltarans made their planet the center of their solar system. They never explained how, but they did it somehow.
I mean, Doctor Who also has the planet Mondas, which is just Earth upside down.
Yeah,
And that's where the Cybermen come
oh
from,
wow!
supposedly.
If Earth had a twin, it would be Mondas.
Except Earth upside down is just Earth viewed from space.
Yeah.
Because there's no down in space.
I think it's just came like, wow, isn't it weird that Earth happened twice? Like, if Earth had a twin, it'd be Mondas. I really like the Cybermen aren't from Earth. Actually, no, choose one or the other. Either Cybermen aren't from Earth, or Cybermen are from Earth. Then there's also the Cybermen from a parallel universe. That was a mess. All these Cybermen should get together and fight, so I don't have to keep track of them all.
Personally, I was a fan of the original the original black and white Cybermen the most. Those I think they're variously called Cyber Telosians and Cyber Mondasians based on which kind of series they are. Because I think it's the Cyber Mondasians are the original Cybermen from their very first appearance. The ones who look like they've got sort of like a lot of cloth covering up whatever remaining fleshy parts they have, and speak through those like language boxes and things like that. They need to have those bulky boxes that create voices that sound very much like AI generated voices. Funny enough,
Look at that.
yeah, it's truth in television 60 years before it could ever be known. And they have sort of a creepy design, because you can tell that's a guy on the inside. Like, that's...
And there's supposed to be a guy on
You
the
just
inside.
carved off a guy's flesh, stuck some robot parts on, and, put some rags over him to cover up his ugliness and called it a day.
Yeah.
And then the Cybertelosians were a slight upgrade, because they had, less of the, like the sort of cloth veils and things like that.
Man in a can.
Yeah, they look like, they don't need the big voice boxes anymore. They're, fully wrapped in metal armor. They've got big bulky helmets, so they still have a recognizable look. They don't just look like Iron Man. That's what the modern ones look like. Admit it, Dr. Fans.
Iron Man with handles. They got the little thing in the center of the chest.
Yeah.
Eh.
Although the concept of the thing in the chest being what, like...
That's an
keeps
access
them-
hatch, yeah.
Well, it's not that. It's that it keeps them from going crazy, because you need them to forget to have emotions, because if they start remembering what it's like to be a human, then all of a sudden they get pretty angry and sad about being a
Horrific...
horrific robot monster that has no feeling. Like, literally, they don't feel anything.
I'm gonna take the damage here. Probably gonna regret it. If I can get max speed next turn,
Oh, yeah.
I can. I might be able to draw an out here. I don't think I'm.
I mean, it's a serious... Oh, golly.
Oh, right, he's gonna steal some things off the top. Hopefully none of that was important.
Better hope not. This is... I wouldn't even call it neck and neck. It, like, hinges on this turn.
Yeah, I either live next turn or I perish.
Yeah. You either like soar upward towards victory or immediately die. Like,
Yeah.
this is not. Ugh.
These have been a real problem. The fact that it can give things death touch is very scary.
Uh-oh.
Don't do disposable blockers. Oh, dude, you should have flashed that out. I would have died. Target creature gets trample. +2 at the end of turn. That is not. Nope, that's not it.
Oh. I don't think that's gonna be very helpful.
Yeah, I don't think that's the one. But let's see what happens after I deal some damage. I'll hit max speed and then I can start So, draw cards. This will make you discard cards. Okay. Every time I draw a card, I draw additional card. Another blocker out. This lets me discard a card, draw 2 cards, but every time I draw a card, I draw additional card. So
No
I draw-
maximum hand
I draw
size.
4, and I have no
Have
maximum
fun.
hand size. So, yeah, this is the soaring away, maybe to victory, but probably more likely just
Big
not
gamble.
defeat.
I mean, I'm pulling for you here,
Yeah,
man.
no, I'd love for this to work out, but it might not. Yeah, mill out. Yeah, put it all in the graveyard. Get rid of it. I don't want to see it no more. Take 1 damage.
Well, you could cycle it. Isn't that discarding a card and then you can, like, more of this cycle?
Yeah. Or I could play this, then sacrifice, draw a card, then discard a card, and save that for later.
You could do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that out there. The discarding a card does deal him damage, so... Starting home out. Got max speed, sacrifice it. Yep. Draw 4. Card a card.
That seems.
I don't need to land right now. All right, now we gotta get the procs going. This is kind of what I was hoping for. Took a long time getting here. Wait, he's only got 3 cards in library. Next turn we win because he can't draw.
God. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay.
I didn't think it would work like that.
All right.
Okay,
well,
he's got us discarding cards too. So who's gonna hit 0 cards in library first? Who's
race to the finish line, really now.
Can't believe this.
Oh boy, it is neck and neck now.
Now it's interesting, but what I've done is I've changed the win condition.
That's always what makes like that. That's a fun kind of game. Is when like the parameters for winning completely tossed out the window. You're playing a new game now with very different.
Yeah, and I didn't even know I was playing it. Flux. I think there's a card game called Flux.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. Is that Flux with 2 X's?
Yeah, we definitely have a copy of that for sale. Come to the shop and buy it. Yeah, I played I only played 1 game, and weird. I've never had a card game where you couldn't strategize.
Hey.
You should have let me. You should have let me win by mill out. There was an achievement for that. Oh, but we did it. Somehow.
Hey.
Somehow we got there.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, Humblewood 2's coming out in.
You don't say.
Yeah, in April 8th, and I'm really excited for it. They've been putting like teaser audio tracks up on their webpage. Oh. Yeah, you know they bill it as like easy studying music, but you know, I'm not saying they did something wrong, but they bill Humblewood as a kid-friendly setting. That's not how me and my players played it. Yeah, there was talk of assassinations. There were bandits murdered on the street because they dared to stand against us.
It's designed to be like a
they met a young raccoon framed for murder. Things were great.
It's meant to be a setting that can be adapted for an adult audience, or you know you can just like strip away the politics and all the complicated stuff to make it just a fun adventure with animals for the kids.
Yeah, the setting is great for children. Themes are great for people who are done being children.
It's a kid-like aesthetic.
Yeah, I honestly love the gut punch.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we suckered you in now. Now you will learn to care about the inner workings of Birdfolk Council politics and the promises they failed to keep. Great. Honestly. Yo, Hit Point Press. There's a reason I fought so hard about some of your books. We also really like the Fool's Gold. Oh, I say we.
Yeah, I've seen it on the counter there.
There's like a couple Fool's Gold fans. They ate that stuff up, and when I was thumbing through it, I was really impressed. It is a little, how do I say, not my cup of tea as far as homebrew goes. I don't like just giving things advantage. I much prefer rolling an extra dice.
Yeah.
More dragon marks, less Goliath. Less gift. Yeah. They just get natural advantage on all strength checks.
No,
that's freakishly strong.
Also, because it means that then normally, like the way getting advantage on a strength check then just means nothing to the gift.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. This is not a boo gith. Never give me gith again. I love gith.
Gith, not gith.
Oh yeah, the ones.
The hippos.
The hippo people. Face hippo people. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. It's great. It's great. They're all walking around with guns. Just have it on.
Yeah, they're just like British mercenaries from the 1800s. They walk around with guns, and they're from space.
Yeah.
And they are 7-foot-tall hippo men.
Sometimes they're immune to magic. Also terrifying. I do wish that was somehow put or block. I mean, the Astral Spark felt a little phony.
Yeah, I'd say instead of making it like, make it less of like a magic immunity thing and more like they're trained to defend against magic. Like they're the reverse of an Eldritch Knight.
Well, I made a defeat. If you don't, as long as you can't cast spells, you can take defeat.
Must have no knowledge about how spells actually work.
Gith do not believe in magic and therefore are much well defended against. I'll take it. The frog just exploded.
You know what?
No, I had a rough go of it. I deserve an easy.
The lame victory is better than no victory.
Lame failure feels. This disaster. Still thinking about how good that buffalo's. I hope it hasn't gone off. It might be worth it. Oh, she has.
Oh, I didn't say that for. Hey,
Also, she's definitely a big octopus. Markings. I don't really know what the coral tyrants are supposed to be. They just look like deep legendary creatures. Like, because there's a tyrant in each color. Just seem to be particularly large and intimidating.
yeah, they don't really do anything.
Well, I mean, this is nice because in 08,
Yeah, big old blocker is
Yeah.
very nice. But
got a big old booty, as some of the people. I don't know what the front half would call that half to be. I don't think I like it.
and I don't appreciate that
Yeah,
term.
no. Also, it's an octopus. Its mouth is. I know. I think they put it out through the siphon, right?
The mouth, like in many animals, like in many invertebrates, mouth and the anus are one orifice.
No. They're so smart. Why haven't they fixed it? They must have a sense. Attention. Oh yeah, I did some reading. Apparently, Modrons do not have a sense of taste. Modrons are
Okay.
little funny math angels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the robo angels.
And apparently they have a very bad sense of smell, or some of them don't have a sense. I don't want a playable Modron. They've been trying to give us playable constructs for a couple years.
The Warforged were alright, but that was because they were designed to be not constructs.
They aren't constructs.
Yeah, they're humanoids with just little
Technically
look like
creatures,
constructs.
yeah. I don't.
Is the cutoff just that you need to have a soul, a humanoid?
Yeah,
That's an interesting thought.
I don't know. There's another tyrant. One's the opposite. It's got a large
it does a
attacking
little
part.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does has like a little health.
I gotta get more used to throwing these cards away.
Yeah, it's something that normally feels kind of uncomfortable, but this is what the deck is built for.
Got tricks. Built around returning. Speed start. Speed up. Trade. I don't like any of this. What? What? That's pretty good. So I do have to actually attack with it. That in my hand for now. Not attacking for damage, we're attacking to attack. All card, discard. Oh, that's actually fun.
Hey, hey,
'Cause
hey.
now if they actually decide to block, throw a surprise on him.
Yeah, that's our like fun backup.
I should do it on their turn.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Oh yeah, block. I don't have a blocker, so maybe it'll be a little more bold and I can start button thing. What about an umbrella? Island draw. Oh, gains trample. You want attacking. You know what? I'm gonna let it hit. Let it hit me. Besides, you look like you got some sort of bump.
Got something going on. Can't. Gotta be a little vicious of them whenever they start playing odd-looking cards. Sort of thing to look like than something. Watch out when. Uh-oh.
I would have liked to hold on to this. I don't have anything that stops it. Strictly better murder.
Yeah. I'm still confident that it was just an errata when someone realized, hey, murder doesn't target vehicles, and we got a set full of vehicles. Ooh.
We'll throw one in there. Put it at the same rarity. Power cells. I'm gonna lose. I am gonna be able.
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Take a seat. I'm still streaming. I started a second draft for some. Yeah, going a lot better. But no, maybe not.
Oh my.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, right?
Man, within an inch of our
Yeah,
life.
no, you blink and you can look it all. Oops. Don't oop. Nope, it's real. We get to keep the cards. Not that there's any good cards here. Need it. Because they have us. They have us on creature.
Kind of just
gotta let it go. Fortunately, there's not a second blocking thing after I gotta give it a. Mom will call him for dinner. Maybe?
that lucky. Oh, possible block?
Oh no.
Not.
Or cruise. Okay, yep, boom, boom.
There
Ooh.
it goes.
Alright, 2 losses. Get 1 more. After you kind of get a free. I'd like at least 3 wins, but you know, can't. like I'm injured. Cocky, but heard a cat. Ryan's taking the cats home.
You know, I think that was just rather a customer.
Yeah, we
noise.
got customers that do. Luckily, you're playing a pretty low board. An early stall out really Emperor.
It never makes for a very fun game. We might be getting out of that stall out phase now. Starting to kick into a higher gear, so it's...
I gotta throw it away. I can't make this one work, and I pulled another way. Less than up.
No.
Yeah, if only I could attack this turn, I'd feel pretty confident. Don't, so I can't. I can't, so I don't. Yeah, it's kind of... Look, I've only... Those 2 slices of pizza are starting to win.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't even have a power of 1. Oh, another stall out. This is gonna come. Oh, it won't be enough. I think it's gonna be. Deck has one trick, and it really works. Although, if he has one pump trick, I'm done.
Oh, yeah. You could die
This turn. I'm done.
Yep. Die this turn.
This turn, wow. I thought at least it'd have some nice back and forth. Nope, just punch me out, man. I'm done.
Yeah.
Stream is gonna be done too.
No more game to play.
No more game. Can't play no more. Done. We're out. Over. Limit. Definitely say we did. Alchemy? Oh. Play Explorer before I play Alchemy.
Is alchemy
Fake
phase.
magic, I call it. Like, they just put a bunch of fake cards that would only work in paper in. I mean, I would love some alchemy. The cards can exist in paper, why don't you print? Oh, hello. Radiant
Hey!
Lotus. Sacrifice one or more objects. Add 3 mana chosen. And the pity pack from the other draft. Oh. Yeah, that's the, that. Yeah. 10 teams, 2-color team, you know. I just wish I'd learned a little more about them. The shark ones is the only playstyle I really stuck with. Can't tell you a thing about them. They're sharks and they're pirates, and we don't know where they come from. The end.
Good enough for Shark.
Good enough for what we need. This was a kind of a mid set, honestly. Almost said. I had high hopes for it, but it didn't. What can you expect? Never trust a wizard. But that's gonna do it for this stream. Thanks for sticking with us, sticking by us, tuning in every week. We appreciate that. In the meantime, check our website, thirduniverse.com. Good events coming up because things are warm finally, and nobody's scared to go outside anymore.
Yeah, we're finally firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Still, customers are coming back.
Yeah, I recognize